change, I feel the change too. Lost in the thought, had to pay dues. Pocket empty, need plenty. Pray to God, but he ain't paying. Fake ass homies gon' write statements. Fake ass hoes gon' tweet things. Lost in the cars. Remember I was young, up in winter in Prague. Feeling like I'm never gon' make out. Feeling like the fake gon' stay.
Because it's, you know, you're all throughout the day working.
It's also about like human nature and shit. Like how you don't like you take your time for granted. You know?
Yeah.
So once like it's COVID and you're just home all the time, it's just like it's just another day, and like it's just human nature to just like not give a fuck.
Yeah.
And just like instead of like when you have like 3 hours to do some shit, you're like, oh, let me like I'm really want to do this shit right now, and then you're just using that time very wisely.
And it's easier to just feed off when you're inspired.
Yeah.
When you're, I see. No, I think sometimes that's the problem though. Is people, they only want to work when they're super inspired and super feeling great. But sometimes you make amazing stuff because you're feeling not inspired. You're feeling down. You're feeling empty. And then sometimes when you work, even during that time, you come up with some crazy shit, and it's like, yo, it's crazy. Then that's why people never know the backstory of when you make stuff. So I think it is beautiful when you put stuff out, and they're like, man, I love this, and you're like, dude, I wasn't feeling it the entire time I made this one.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you liked it, type shit.
It's just crazy, man. Like, someone told me, like, you know how much little detail you put into your music. You know how much, like, how hard it was to make and all this stuff. But, like, we listen to it and we just take it for what it is. I was like, damn, like, I never thought about that. Because, like, you really put so much effort into shit. And then it's like, they just listen to it and they might not even notice all the effort. It's just sounds at the end of the day. So they don't know, like, where you got it from or what it is. Like, sometimes even when it's not a sample and it's, like, sounds like it's a sample. And they're just like, oh, it's a sample.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, bro, but I really put work into this.
So where would you say? I think we kind of already touched on it, but so overall, what is the most validated version of Donny look like? What do you find your success in? Is it going to be based off the overall listeners you're able to gain? Is it a tangible type thing?
I think like overall validation is like being able to pay for my shit. Like I don't want a lot. I just want to be able to do this shit. Like legit just be able to make music and try to like push myself or try to push something out into the world that's like creative or different or like fully me. I also feel like my dad has a lot of influence on that because my dad like he wanted to be a musician and he like gave that shit up just so like when he had a kid and stuff he had to go get a job and like some normal shit.
Yeah.
So like I feel like he kind of lives through me with that, like just trying to be creative and make some different shit. But like, yeah, validation is just like being able to pay for my shit, just be able to make the shit, and then like being able to keep making quality stuff without, I don't need to be like the biggest dude in the world, just like in my own little pocket, good amount of fans that care about what I make and having the right people around me.
What do you think people's like perceptions of you as a person, do you think that they're accurate, or do you think that people were kind of surprised in the body of work that you put out, that you create such abstract art, like straight up art, as opposed to, you know, you could easily make a different type of genre or just different not less eclectic music, music that doesn't make you think quite as much. Do you think, based on your personality or any of that they'd be surprised by it?
I don't know, because with the homies, I'm just always like joking around and shit. So like, or with anyone, I'm usually.
I feel like it's another side of you. Is your artist side is a different. Yeah, and that's.
So it's like I don't know how if they're shocked by it or if they're.
If you made some Tyler the Creator shit, I wouldn't have been surprised. Like right after high school, you was making some crazy shit.
You want to be surprised?
No. If I didn't know you better. Okay. Like if I just knew you when you had your antics and you were funny as fuck, you know, making everyone laugh and stuff. If you made some jokey ass hilarious music,
well, wouldn't you be surprised if you were like hanging out with Tyler the Creator and you like listen to his music? I'd be pretty surprised. I'd be like, oh, this fool's a jokester. Like I didn't think he'd make some shit like this.
Well, now he makes shit like that, but back then he was just making shit to piss everybody off. It was crazy. So it was like it kind of matched his personality.
Yeah.
I think the way you've gone with it. Well, actually, no. Let me change the question. What's something about you that you feel like people don't know or people wouldn't know off first sight or first understanding of you?
I don't know. I think I'm very like, I don't know, like pretty open and like emotional. Like unless you listen to my music, I think you know that. But like, I'm pretty like.
I think that side is showing probably more as you gotten older.
Yeah. Because like I've always been down to like talk to people about like real shit. Like I'm never like too like tough macho guy like something like that. Like I'm always down to like just talk about shit. I think it's important. Not enough people talk about shit.
I think that's actually a broader topic of like the world, bro. I feel like people they're not really willing to have conversations anymore. Nowadays it's more like headlines and let me get this post off and show everyone who I am. But it's not. They're not actually trying to.
Bro, that shit's all
anything.
crazy. It's just like, I don't know. It's like even like some artists, like they just try to copy other artists, and it's like not genuine. You're not being yourself.
Or they just start speaking on stuff out the blue. And
yeah, bro. It's just like, I don't know, man. Just be your fucking self. Like we're all here for like, we're just here. We're doing nothing, you know. Also, like we're on Earth doing nothing.
Yeah, and I feel like you have a different view on a lot of different like things in terms of like, and I know your view, where your views lie. We're talking about social justice, things like that, or is how you feel about the world. I actually kind of admire that you're not someone who has to try to put on a cape and try to make it like, this is my thing, like let everyone see me, I'm gonna write a full paragraph post on it. Like you just kind of, it just shows in your actions.
Bro, that shit just, I don't know, bro, like you believe in what you believe.
And that's why I started like the podcast.
Yeah.
Because like doing this shit,
it's your way to fucking vent.
And if you want to listen,
that's also sick because it's like music, bro. Like with anything, it's just like a different version of that.
Yeah.
It's like, let me talk about these topics here. That's why.
Oh my God, long time
Joe
viewer.
Budden's shaking and shit. Like.
Nervous, he's nervous. I'm on the come up. But I mean, I like being able to have a platform where you can get off your genuine thoughts and have people be in the conversation and enjoy that form of creation. But at the same time, it's like everything, when you're doing stuff knowing people can see it, without, it's not even your fault. You automatically are doing something knowing how it's perceived. Like, so if you go and give a homeless guy money and you know it's in front of a bunch of people, regardless of it being a genuine gesture, even if in your heart you just wanted to help the guy, you already know the camera's there. That's what makes me wonder to myself, am I doing it because the camera's there? Because I know obviously people are going to be like, oh, you're a great guy.
That's just tough to me,
or is
bro.
it genuinely for the act? And that's what holds me up on Instagram about posting a big paragraph and getting off my thoughts. Because it's like, while I may mean this and be sincere, by knowing that everyone is going to see this, I have to have thought of this. I have to have thought of, man, they're going to think I'm great. They're going to think I really care. So it's like, is it genuine? And that's why I like being in just conversation. So it's like, it is genuine because we are talking.
I hate there's a lot of like fake genuine out there, bro. Yeah. Like people, like even rappers or artists, like I think some of their music is like surface level shit. And they're talking about like real stuff. Like fools are depressed making music, but that doesn't mean your music's good. But then like most of their fans are just like, oh my God, this is like beautiful and all this stuff. It's like, but it's like, bro, they're like, it's surface level shit.
Do you feel like...
And it's just like, I could sense when shit's ungenuine and people hide behind like the good deed. I don't know, and they just like hide behind that.
That's why it's so hard to know what's true and what's genuine. That's what, even for myself, I look at things like that. Like, you know, people try to mask themselves as a good person, but I feel like it's more in the people you affect and let them decide. And each individual interact, like the person that goes to like the coffee shop and starts cussing out the barista and stuff like that. It's like, you, in that interaction, you are showing your true colors, because even if it's a random person you see, just you two have the interaction, between you and them, you guys both know the truth. Like, so you can portray what you want to the world when you know people are watching, but the person that couldn't do anything for you or that you didn't think anyone else was watching, they know what it is. And that's why I think those are the interactions are the most genuine, when you're talking to someone and there's no cameras around. Unlike this, fuck cameras and shit. But in the sense of like just genuine interaction and doing.
No, this is like a normal conversation we always have though.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm fucking interviewing you, dude. That's one thing I can't do is bullshit. Sit there, hey man, so during this process of creation, it's like
just fucking bullshit ass questions, fake ass voice, all that stuff. Yeah.
I should have tried my interview voice out. I'm gonna get it. Because I'm a rookie, but watch, 2 interviews in, I'm gonna have a full on interview voice.
This is the only genuine interview.
That's why you're gonna be coming back, man. I got next album and the album after that. You already know. Oh my bad.
Cut that out.
Sorry. Yeah. So, if we getting serious with him,
yes, sir.
What's your fear of failure like, or do you have the fear of failure?
Yeah, I think I do.
Say, don't fucking lie to me.
No, of course, everyone's got a fear of failure.
Well, not me, but. No.
Yeah, I mean, you're just built different.
I think if you don't have a fear of failure, like, I think it's tough to be driven and not have a fear of failure. I mean, it's different in terms of not necessarily fearing making mistakes, but fearing the overall failure, lack of success, basically.
Because like you can fail so many times, but you can keep trying. But then once it's like, I feel like there's always a point.
Yeah, and we can get to the phrases of like, it's only a failure if you don't learn from your mistake. But that is in a sense. So we're not talking so much taking lumps, but just in not achieving success.
I think failure is just like giving up.
Yeah.
And that's like, I don't know, it's scary because If I don't do this like music shit, I don't know what I'd do. I honestly don't know.
I need an assistant. You could be my personal assistant.
Like
We need
something
someone to
with
carry the
music or
gear.
something. Like I gotta be, like I'm really good with like the sounds and like obviously with the album and stuff, I was able to like do shit. So I don't know. There's probably different ways of like affecting music, but like I just really want to do this shit. Just like in a like any like if I can just pay for my fucking like an apartment.
I think the beauty though of where you're at is it's like you're in a little too deep to stop. Like you have too many people that would be where the fuck is the next album?
Bro, like sometimes my homie's in a slump and stuff and I'm like he's in a real like sometimes he's in like big slumps and shit. Not like all the time, but like I'll be hitting him up and I'm like, you still want to do music, right? And he's like, shut the fuck up. He's like, yeah. He's like, what the fuck? Like,
I mean, when you're at a point, because that's the thing, and when we talk about like creation, and you talked about, you know, making it for you, and then also making for people who are going through stuff. Once it's already meeting those people or hitting their ears, you can't really take that away. Like you created it. No one else created this piece, and it's being enjoyed by people. So it's like the validation. There's already validation in that, and that's sometimes how I feel like when people really do understand the meaning of the music or to their understanding of the music, and it's doing something for them. It's like, well, fam, isn't that basically what the goal was? It's like if you're a writer and you see, dude, I read the book, it's amazing.
Bro, it's fucking, like, that shit's crazy, bro, because, like, if you really think about it, we're successful right now. Because, like, people are hitting me up and saying, like, this is, like, musically beautiful, like, don't ever stop and all this shit. And it's like, isn't that just what life is? Isn't that just what you want? Is, like, people to love your shit? But we put a number on it. We want to get this high. We want to do this.
I need more.
And it's like, and you need, like, a... And bro, rap is the one thing, or like music is the one thing where you're like, you're a fucking bum until you're not.
Yes.
And it's fucking crazy, bro, because like you're dead ass a bum until you're not. Like someone out there, like there's probably someone that thinks I'm like trash at this music shit, but then once I get like a certain amount of plays, they'll be like, oh. I
know, and to be honest, I think the plays, that's all the plays did for me, to be honest. Like all they did was get people to shut up. Like, they see something
that's
like,
it.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
He got 100, whatever, and then people start fucking.
But it really doesn't do anything else because there's always someone out there with more plays and shit, but it does ease the pressure of like people looking at you and just like judging. Exactly. And that's also a big part of like success is just like fools fucking judging you.
Yeah.
Or like family members thinking like you're a bum or something, or like,
you know what
you could always tell when they think something.
You know what used to drive me crazy is I'd be at like a little family gathering, right?
My God,
of like people coming over or like family friends or whatever, and there'll be like a dude talking about like, oh, he went to school for business, right? And now he works for the city. And he's talking about how stupid his job is, how stupid the people that are there are, how stupid, like, bro, I literally just hate myself. It's bullshit, like, it's whatever, right?
Bro, but then they're the same people that tell you to do the same shit.
And then I'm sitting there like, how am I sitting here chasing like $1 million career and trying to ascend and do like big things, but I feel like the dumbass at the table. And this guy's
bro, as soon as, it doesn't make sense. Like, at that point, like, obviously people have different dreams and shit, so like, if that's your fucking dream, that's your dream, to go do that job.
Well, I think people just don't want to chase dreams.
That's what I'm saying, but it's like, to me, it feels like you already gave up, or like you took the not easy route, but like there's no path for us.
And I get a little offended about people even calling it a dream. Like, I don't like when people are like, yeah, man, follow your dream.
Yeah.
It's like, that sounds like some bullshit. Like,
yeah, what are you talking about?
It's different because it's like when you're doing the layers and you've seen the progression, you have a plan, you're putting things out, you're seeing the effect it has on people. Sometimes when people are like, yeah, man, keep following your dream, it sounds like you just fucking just closing your eyes and just shooting for the rim. Like, hey, man, it might fall.
Yeah, bro, what are you talking about? Like I just dropped the project. Like, that was what I wanted to do.
But you know,
like, I wouldn't be able to do this if I wouldn't be able to put that much time into it if this wasn't what I wanted to do. This is my dream, is this album. Like,
and you know what, you can't even entirely blame them sometimes, because there is a lot of rap where it does sound like bullshit, like, oh, I'm a rapper, and like you gotta vet. Oh, someone says he's rapping, oh, let me check out his page, and pretty quickly you can see, is he serious, is he whatever, is he a technical dude? But also there's just a stigma when people hear rapper. That's why deadass, I start saying musician a lot.
Honestly, like, I don't even know, because I'd be rapping on this one, but like I feel like on some of the shit I showed you earlier, it's like it's a little different.
Definitely not rappity rap.
Yeah, so it's like.
So Eminem inspired you or what?
Bro, I hate that shit, bro. Eminem's like a legend, but like I hate like the rappers that just like sound like Eminem. Like, just like, why? Why are you trying to sound like one of the more unique artists that ever came out?
And you're white.
Bruh.
So it's like, this is like the
dude,
most.
do something else. Like what are you doing?
Like everyone knows you're influenced by Slim Shady.
Bro, and it's just like, why? I hate the music where like obviously there's messages and songs and stuff, but like all the white rappers and stuff, maybe I'm it. I don't know. Fuck, I hope not.
This is racism right here.
But,
What
like,
I'm hearing, bro.
but it's like, bro, like everything has like a message. It's like always like a statement.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
Because they feel like they'll get laughed at if they talk about that ignorant shit, right? The shit that the culture
But there's like
does.
there's so much in between the ignorant shit and that.
But that's why they're like, I gotta hit him with a great punchline. Like, I gotta be the smart white rapper that everyone will feel and fuck with. But it's like, just make art, dog.
Yeah.
I can't. That's why even like dudes like Russ.
So I have to, see, like he's
He's just making shit he likes.
Yeah, exactly. Like him, even like you could say like Jeezy at one point. Like that's why I like Mac a lot, because like it was like, bro, dude, make whatever you wanted.
Yeah, you don't have to sit there and be the white guy that's liked by all the blacks. Basically, literally, if we being straight up front, bro, like the guy, I gotta get off some bars. I gotta say some conscious stuff. I gotta really hit him with some real stuff of tell him how I feel. Like, nah, bro, just make art, man.
Just do what you want.
You don't gotta try to please everybody or try
like,
to.
Why are you just like rapping super fast? Like,
I gotta rap right and show him how much of a hip hop head
that shit reminds me of like a halftime show at a basketball game. That's just like fun. It's like great to look at, but that's not what I'm here for. Like damn, it's impressive. Like the bitch throwing the fucking bowls and like.
Oh yeah, that is tough.
That's just tough,
that's
right?
just crazy. How do you get good at that?
Yeah. Like, bro, how do you find out that's your talent?
Okay, so you said you're like a bum until you make it a lot of times with music.
Yeah.
How you think you feel? You picking fucking bowls on your head?
Hey, but you got the fucking, what is it called? Like you're at the Staples Center every fucking week, so.
Yeah, well, exactly. But
imagine if like on the grind. Oh, bro, that's crazy.
Imagine the fucking grind
That's
and doing this shit.
crazy.
You fucking kicking. Mom,
They're
shut
like,
up.
what are
I
you
need my
doing?
practice. Like,
I'm practicing. There's like no, like, who's your role model?
hey, and we talk about validation. Where's your validation? I stacked 10 fucking bowls on my head today.
That's fucked.
So you should have seen the look on their faces.
Yeah, we think we got it hard. Imagine the bowlers.
Yeah. You don't even get it. The bowl flippers. But it's it's a funny path. Why do you think, if we're being real, why do you think most musicians, did I say musicians?
I didn't think you said musicians. Well, we gotta cut it now.
I'd be getting nervous, bro. Why do you think most musicians don't find success, don't fail? You know, people always say, it's so hard to make it. It's so hard to make it in music.
What I've never seen is like an artist that's just like has low ass views. That's been like, there's like years and years and years and years and years of work.
You ever just gone onto SoundCloud and seen a song with like five listens and it was just so fire? Because I haven't.
Me either. Yeah. Like, I mean, I honestly, like, yeah. But it's also like hard because you got to be one of those 5 listens. So it's like, I don't know, but I've never like a lot of people just give up too early. Because at that point, for them, it is a dream and not a passion. It's just like.
And there's no goals.
Yeah, it's like.
Just dream.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man.
I mean, I feel like it's a. Oh wait, all right. So back to the fucking 5 views one, because people talk, man, it's just so hard to get your shit out there, man, and so. But then I look, and you'll never go find a song with 5 views that's just a hit, because on top of it, you were saying you have to be one of those 5 views. So on top of that though, good music just has a way of spreading. It will get around. It might not be crazy, but it will get around. And on top of that, even if it's not spreading, maybe the algorithms aren't helping you. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Because you can't tell me your song has 5 views and you're working.
I don't know, man.
The majority of the time, the people that if you worked and you know what you're doing and you're making this body work, you're gonna find a way to get it heard by people, right? You're gonna do the legwork. So I think it is. That's why when people say it's so hard to make it, it's so hard. Well, when do you hear? Because most music is not that good.
Bro, like Life, it was not that hard to like get some plays.
Yeah, I mean,
an album's a little hard. It's definitely harder. But like a single and stuff, it's just like if you really want people to listen to it, it's not hard. You just gotta put in the work. And like you always talk about like you be grinding more than anyone, and that's because of Kobe, bro. The Kobe mentality.
But it's I mean, it sounds messed up too, but we talk about it's hard to make, but part of it is like it's hard to make good music for most people. Yeah. It's not for everybody. Like so,
dude, you know what the thing that's been like fucking me up, bro, is like. It's about who you know, a lot of it. And it's like, I honestly don't think this music shit is like the music shit that like is popular is hard.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like a lot of it, like if you have a team around you, like if people like when you start getting on the blogs and stuff and you got people like a manager and like people by your side, like it's so easy to make the music that people like. It's really not hard. Like there's new people popping off every day. It's just about who you know. Like
Oh.
I have a homie that's just getting on vlogs all the time. Like right now, I just dropped a single and like a music video. He's on like Fader and all this shit, and he was making the same exact music 2 years ago and nobody was listening to it. And it's just like you get on an agency or something and then you start popping off and it's like who is there to tell like what's good and what's not?
And that's what I mean. Part of it is being able to get that exposure.
Yeah.
When people sign to a label or they get tapped in, they can get placed on these huge playlists just off a phone call. They can get their shit, drop an album. Now it's on the front page of Apple Music. You drop it, it'll drop the album. You're independent. It's not gonna
Yeah,
be
bro.
on
And
the
it's like
front
the
page
same
and
shit. Like I always tell my homie, like I can drop the best album of all time. Like imagine like just say it's like God worthy. It's like the best album of all time. But like if nobody hears about it,
And that's why I think it's a mixture of the product itself and then the legwork. But the beauty of it is, look at Russ. Okay, look at Russ 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You couldn't find me now people are starting to play this shit. You couldn't find me nobody that was telling me they was a Russ fan. I didn't know personally nobody that was a Russ fan.
but there's a lot of like artists that are like bro, you can't find any of their fans. But like you look at their
the
streams
world
and
is
it's
so
crazy.
big.
Yes,
that's
bro.
what I'm saying. Anyone can find a fan base. Fan base.
Yeah.
If your
Fan
shit,
base.
fan base. if your shit can reach people, and it's something that people can love, and
Yeah.
it means something to them, you just gotta find the people it means something to. And you'll come across people that are dying. I mean, I'm sure you have that are just dying to share your work. They're dying. They want everyone to hear your shit because it's so good. So sometimes I'd have that thought of like, oh man, this is so good. Well, I want to put this out later on, or like when you feel like, but it's like, man, part of this game and part of being independent, I feel like, is you do need to keep chipping away and making these masterpiece, and then later on down the line, you might look back and to you it's not even a masterpiece the same way, and you just keep growing. But everything you put out should probably feel that way. Like you're putting out, this is such a perfect piece, or this is you see the beauty in the takeaway.
You know what really important? What was really important for me is like making this project and making sure it's like very heartfelt and like full on me, and then like dropping it, and then one day looking back and like knowing that's the first one. It just made me. I think it'll make me feel good. Okay, and then also like there's a lot of artists where like you listen to their shit now, and then you listen to their old shit and it's like, oh, like it's pretty ass, but it's like you can
The
hear
new shit's ass or the old
their
shit's
old
ass?
shit.
Okay.
And then you could hear like where they're heading.
The progression.
And it's pretty
yeah.
crazy. Like you can hear a little bit of it, and it's like, damn, like like maybe a lot of like music is just like misses, but then like you're slowly putting that brick in, and you're gonna eventually make a house and shit.
Yeah, and I think it also speaks to capturing the fan base or people. I mean, when you just keep continuously delivering things that people love, I think that's when they become hooked. And they even even comes into things of like selling merchandise eventually. Once people are able to spend their dollar, or they're consistently coming back for something, that's when you have so much value to them, and they'll continue to support you. And it's amazing what people will do, man. When you find the right people that they're so fired up about the music, and they just want to tell everyone about music and
Sick.
shit like
I
that.
remember you were telling me like you just hit people up that were just like normal music listeners, and they just be excited to listen to new music. That
You'd
shit's
be like,
sick.
dude, you got a song to send? Fuck yeah, send a
Yeah, it's
song.
like sick,
You
yeah.
fucking kidding me, dude? I'll be like, yo, okay.
Like I hit up like some fool recently, and he was just like, I was like talking to him because he's like a producer and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is like sounds good and all this stuff, and I was like, oh, I make music myself, and he's like, oh, I didn't even have to tell him to like listen to my shit. He was like, oh, I'm gonna be driving a lot today, I'll listen to your shit. And he listened to it, gave me a full rundown of the album, like told me he likes it a lot, like it's beautiful and all this shit, like what his favorite songs are, why. And I was like, damn, that's like just the people you want to give it to, you know?
It is a great feeling when you come across those people. So if we're talking album again, if we're going back down songs, I don't even know how I'm gonna order these fucking questions.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
all
we'll
good.
just let it rock free. But regardless, what's your favorite song?
On the album?
Yeah. And the next is gonna be what's your least favorite song. I came with the hard hitters today,
Yeah,
dog.
bro. Fuck. My favorite song is either maybe Ivy. I like that one a lot because I don't know, I felt like it was just feels like powerful, and that's the one I imagine like performing live for some reason. Like in front of like a
Imagine
big
Void live. Void.
I really
live.
liked Void when I first made it a lot. I used to listen to it a lot. A lot of these songs, maybe it would always change when I was like listening to it. Least favorite right now is probably maybe DXM. I also really like fucking Side Piece Anthem, and no one's really talking about that shit, but I love that song.
I think I skipped it when we were only because I was trying.
Bro, it's because it's more instrumental and like it's weird.
I do like that one, but it was funny because I I'll wait. Yeah, I do like that one, but it was funny because when I was playing the fucking album before, I'm over there getting to my favorite ones. And nope, skip. This nigga sitting right here like, yo.
Bro, because like, no one talks about that one. Everyone's talked about every single one except that one. Even someone talked about DXM. That was sick. One of them was like, you know, I like all the music on here. Like some of the rapping didn't really resonate, but like my favorite is DXM. And I was like, oh, sick. Like I didn't know like anyone would like DXM.
That's wild. But I feel like that's got to be such a fun thing when you drop a project to just hear like, I wonder what people are going to talk about. Did you have a pretty good idea of what people?
I knew like Olathe would be like a pretty popular one. I didn't think Void would because I thought it was a little weirder, but I'm glad. I liked it a lot. So and it's pretty good. It's like very subby and bassy and shit, and like it's supposed to be like a Void. But yeah, Olathe, I always thought like that one would be good, and people like that one.
Were there any like big surprises from the reception you got? Like any surprises of like certain songs people I know you said a little bit DXM, but like certain things people gravitated to or the stuff they said, or was it kind of what you expected? Because honestly, I feel like
I didn't know what to expect, man. Like especially from people close, because like I made different shit, and I didn't know what my homies are listening to or what they like. But I think, like you said, like there's some sort of like bias because like they know what I've gone through. So then when they listen to it, they just like appreciate it. And I think it's really like I think when you told me like 10 to 16 or I think it was 10 to 16, like you just like it and the way it transitions. That's what made me surprised because it's like that's what I worked on. It was like trying to make a transition really well. Like, and you also said like same vibe but keep like changing it. Yeah. And I was like, what I really worked hard on is trying to find a way to transition it. Like even like Late Night ends on like a little guitar piece, and then the start of Ivy starts with a little guitar piece. Yeah. And it's different, but it's the same. So it is
different, but it's the same, and it's beautiful in it. Like even this isn't entirely tied to that because you're talking about how the later half of the album basically like it changes the feel. I don't know.
I even like all the transition, like Pills for Breakfast to Void, like the fucking like the weird little switch.
But that's why it makes it like a whole journey of like a intro to the.
I think that's how it should be because it's not that hard to make an album transition. I guess maybe most artists don't do that because they're looking at it from a song point of view. So like when you have a fade out, you could just put any song in a playlist next to it.
And a lot of artists aren't there for the entire creation of the album.
So fools don't care about albums no more. They're just trying to get streaming.
That and they might have beats from this guy, beats from this guy, beats from this. So like, all right, so where do I place?
That's what I was wondering too, bro. Is like I've collabed with some people, like got beats from people, but like I never like a whole project. I wonder if they would like, if it's chilling for me to like do this, change this. You know,
it probably depends who you're working with.
That's why I like with the homie and shit, we just be working together, and it's like anything. He just knows what we're doing it for. We're doing it for ourselves.
I love that. I love the whole kind of approach you guys have had to make it. I think that's why I want to see visuals coming, because I feel like the grime is so much felt in the music and just that feel. Oh, you know what I say? Memory Ave, even the lyrics in that, because you were talking about how it's like the same feel, but it's changing. It's at the same time in terms of I guess the overall feel of the album, but it still keeps you in that same vibe. But even it's kind of a
just have a feel thing, bro. And like making this shit is just like a feel thing. Like
I mean, the lyrics, it's just remember we used to say life is so fucking great. Like as you saying life is so fucking great, you can still feel the downness of it. Like as you're saying it, it puts you in that space of like you're hearing it, and then the next bar is times like this always gonna fade away. So then it does make sense. Like, oh, no wonder I'm feeling like this. That's the beauty of it. I love and that's why I say when it comes to creation, if it's kind of abstract, you don't have to give them the whole piece of you can say something and just mix with everything, give them the feel, and it's like it's all understood just from hearing it back. And I'm in my fucking room singing it back and shit.
That's why I like Growth. I feel like that's my best rapping shit, bro. Because like every bar resonates with the last bar.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I say, like I feel like a god, a priest, and a pope. Speaking of blasphemy.
Yeah, who's gonna blast me? Yeah, that shit was tough. I fucked with Growth a lot. The beat, the production was definitely crazy on that one.
Bro's the homie, man. He's nuts. He's fucking good, bro. Like follow Skinny Guy in a Chair on Instagram.
Skinny Guy.
He don't be posting that much, but you hit him up for beats, he'll do whatever you want. He's just an electronic producer, bro. And like we met at Ralph's, and he's fucking nuts, bro. Like. Taught him how to do some rap shit, and like he's just crazy. It's sick because like he'll do random ass shit that I wouldn't expect, and then I listen to rap a lot. I listen to a lot of music, so then like I'm like able to tell him like, oh, this is a little too far, this is a little too this. Yeah. So it's like a perfect combo. And then I got my homie that listens to like Black Sabbath and like random ass shit, plays bass and does some random crazy stuff. Sucks at Warzone.
Is it true? I got fan trivia. Is it true that some of this album was recorded in the Ralphs?
Yeah.
That's somewhere in the route. Where in the route was it recorded?
In the bathroom.
Damn, you just going to the bathroom or something and just started recording?
Yeah, taking a number one.
Taking
if it was a number two, it might have never happened.
Number two, you might have been able to get a whole song done, though. Who knows?
Yeah, bro. Bro. I recorded some of the things on there.
So a lot of artists are real serious about they want to be in that top-notch studio and that environment. How do you think the way you record changes things, or why do you go about your recording way and in the way you guys go about it?
Bro, because it's so like, I don't know, man. I've never been in a studio, like a real studio.
That's fucking wild.
Bro, it's because, like, the way I want to create shit is, like, I want to make, like, fucking meaningful shit now. So, like, I just never know when inspiration's going to strike. I'm hanging out with my homies. We do some dumb shit. We play some video games, do some random shit. And then, like, boom, something hits. And then it's like, I can, like, do whatever I want, do the weird little random stuff I want. And it's just, like, it's all about the mix and stuff, like.
Exactly. Yeah, the mix is everything.
That's why people are like, oh, like the mix is like this. Like everyone's playlist I send to, it's like, bro, listen to Life and shit. Like that shit's mixed clean.
Basically,
you know I can do this shit.
Like, I know how to mix.
Yeah, bro, we know how to do this shit.
This was not a mistake. It's funny. I had recorded prior to COVID. I had been in the studio for years. Like all my biggest songs were recorded. So literally from the song "Count Me Out." So I don't know what that dates back to. All that was with the same engineer in the studio. And I can't lie. Now, when I was first in the studio, I felt so professional. Like, I was shitting on everyone.
I bet it feels good. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, just the idea of, like, yeah, I'm
being in the studio. Like,
like,
I'm doing this shit.
Yeah, exactly. You feel like I'm really doing this. I'll be in the studio. You got to, like, snap it and shit and, like, look at y'all recording in your rooms. Like, and that's, you know, I'm like, man, I would never, why are you paying for features? I said some dumb shit when I was young. I hate looking back 19-year-old me. I'm like, man, stop. Just stop.
Funny, bro.
It's funny, and then now I'm getting some of the best stuff I've ever had, and it's in my room, and it's the beauty of being able to just create on your own time and sit there and nitpick as much as you want.
Bro, and I think you could hear, like, comfortability, too. Yeah. You can hear that shit through the recordings, and, like, just, like, it's more free. I don't know, man. It's better. Yeah. I don't know, because I've never been in the studio, but I just can't assume that, like, the only thing that would be better is, like, maybe the mics they have or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, the equipment, and you're in a cleaner, I guess, recording space, and you have it's usually a good engineer. But there's trade-offs, because we had some amazing studio nights where it was like 20 people in the studio, 10 people, or it might just be 4 people, or it's just you and the engineer.
Yeah.
All create a totally different vibe. And it also depends who you have around you in the studio. Because the last thing you want is to go in that motherfucker uncomfortable, or, like, especially with the type of shit you're making, like.
I still be uncomfortable. It's weird.
So imagine that, and you in a fucking studio, and he's like, yeah, he about to be spitting, and like, I bring like 3 homeboys with me. They don't know you or nothing. You're like,
bro, it's just weird.
Yo, this isn't gonna be for y'all. Like, you gotta give up. And I actually had a conversation.
Gotta give a backstory. Oh, this song's a little softer. Like,
yeah, exactly. And see, I had a conversation with Solid, obviously, Solid the Hustler, our boy Zaki,
the man.
I remember we were having a conversation of we were voicing some complaints of at times in the studio, just in terms of. Sometimes it's like, man, I'm just trying to work on this song. Like, this is work to me. And sometimes for everyone else in the studio, it's like a night out. Hey, studio night.
Yeah, it's like that studio. And
it's like, you don't always want to be performing. Like, I want to just be creating. So you could fuck it up 100 times, try different deliveries, mess around, as opposed to thinking like, oh, shit, the beat just started. Everyone's waiting to hear what I got for it.
Yeah,
and then I'm rapping some shit.
So you got to put on, like, you have to think about them and then also fucking think about the shit you're making.
Exactly. And it is a different headspace. So that's, I've loved and see, there's the real Ollie coming out. Yeah, it definitely does put you in a different headspace, different environment. Sometimes there is a little bit of beauty in it, because there are those nights where, say you have different rappers and y'all are collabing on some shit, and you got to rise to the occasion. You write some shit on the spot, or you literally crank some shit out all in the booth, and it leads to crazy nights. It gives you a different vibe.
Well, yeah, I bet, like, the energy, like, it could make some crazy shit that you wouldn't be able to get when you're on your own.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all just a difference in vibes, because at the same time, sometimes I'll be in my little room studio, and sometimes it is different making some turned up ass music. Yeah. But, like, I ain't even been making no crazy slaps like that. But
yeah, that one's pretty hard to do when you're on your own and shit. But, like, usually I just be drinking. Like, on the album, bro, I was drinking a lot.
Oh, did you drink a lot for the?
Oh yeah, while recording, hell yeah.
How does drinking affect your recording ability?
Helps me, like, just be more, because I hate when I'm, like, trying to rap and then I'm reading the shit, and I hate when it sounds like I'm reading it. You never want it to feel like that. You want it to feel natural. So, like, when I drink,
you a pen and pad guy?
Nah. Nah, bro. I'm not a pen and pad. I'm on the notes.
Definitely didn't ask you that earlier this morning. But yeah, so basically on notes, and you said, how does it affect you? Sorry, I was thinking.
Oh, when I I drink, I feel like I'm just more loose when I'm rapping and shit. Like I'm just like less overthinking. Just it feels more natural, I guess.
See, for me, I had a phase where I would, every studio session was like a party. So it was like we're drinking and turning up, and I felt like honestly as an artist, it was like I was kind of taking the pressure off myself in terms of like I know how much I care about every song I make. I know how perfect I want everything to sound, but at the same time, you want to have those wild nights and you're like, oh, dude, I was fucked up when I recorded that one.
Yeah.
And the next I'm fucking slurring my shit, not doing. I'm like, man, I was so basically I'd be lit in there recording and whatever. And most of the time it turned out well, but I mean, I had one night where, bro, I couldn't get out no deliveries. Like I was bullshitting too much. And then the next morning, I just came and I was trying to get something together for a label rep that I wanted to, shop some shit around type stuff. Clearly I'm not signed nowhere, so. But it was for that. And then the next morning, I just woke up so frustrated thinking like, man, I feel like I just mailed it in last night. Like I didn't do what I set out to do. I didn't take it seriously. It's like I copped out. So it's like, it's a balance. But then I've had times at the crib where I'm drinking or smoking.
Some shit just works out. And
it's great. But for me, since then, I decided I'm not at my best. Like for studio sessions, that's cap, because I for sure kept drinking after that. But I just not to that point. Basically, you know what I decided?
You gotta like pick and choose when you're gonna do it.
And I decided, let the party be out there, but don't get lost in the party. I can't be the one shot, and I'm also the one that's supposed to be. I'm fucking the only one paying for studio time.
Yeah, you can't.
I'm the only one that paid $250 to be in this motherfucker, and so I can't be the drunkest one, or I was never the drunkest one, because we got Mike. Mike probably the drunkest one, but well, yeah, wasn't me though. But that's basically my overall outlook on it. So do you feel like when do you feel like you're better, sober or litty?
Sober when writing.
Sober when writing.
Yeah, and like creating I guess for also like I don't know if I consider myself a producer, but I'd be like telling him what to do and all this stuff, like little stuff. So like
Is
even
Khaled
then
a
I'm
producer?
kind of
Is Khaled a producer? Because he's not making but he's producing songs.
Is he a producer?
But that's a different. Well, there's a difference still between a producer and a beat maker.
He's a DJ, like academic.
Okay, he was a DJ. Then he was actually producing, and now he has a team of producers.
Yeah.
And he orchestrates everything.
So I mean, I guess I'm a producer. I'm just not on the technical aspect.
You're not a beat maker.
Yeah,
but
I'm
you
not
are
a beat maker.
producer.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Composing. Yeah, you like that?
Give me a little.
I got you, big boy.
Give me a lane right there.
Yes, sir. It is true, because he actually, I heard him give that explanation of the difference between. He said you have beat makers, guys who sit there and they make the actual. And he gave.
But there's also but fools are both.
No, you're definitely both.
I'm not a beat maker, but I feel like there's. He'd be saying, like, remember when he was like the Tyler stuff? He's like, people that are making mysterious music.
Oh, that's right. No, but I mean, most producers are both in terms of you're making the beat and you're producing things. But then there's also an aspect of producing, and you're telling people, oh, do this, align, and that's what they say. Drake is damn near a producer. 40 will tell you Drake's basically a producer. Like all this shit all this input he puts on it, he's damn near producing. I think you is a little different because you're dead ass having someone sit there. Play guitar for this amount of time. Play piano for this amount of time. I'm gonna cut that up and find a beat out of that. You're producing. You're just not the one
doing all
like
that.
this. Not that going like this isn't a big thing.
But not when it's producing, I'm probably more sober too.
Sober for the production. Yeah. When you're listening?
It's just recording, bro. Recording is when you like want to get looser, I guess.
Yeah, I do.
Because also you could do, like when you're making shit or writing, you don't want to fuck up the time that you have.
Yeah.
So it's like, but when you're recording, you have it written down. Like you can fuck up so many times.
Do you usually have the whole song written before you go to record?
No. Depends.
Yeah. Dude, honestly,
I be freestyling and then I fill in the mumbles and shit.
See, when I was in the studio, I always try to have, you want to have as much ready as you can. At least like
sunny in the smoke.
Yeah, I know. Damn. Okay, this color your grade's gonna be a little different. Finally, the sun came out. Oh goodness, I know we got shadows. Wonderful. But
was that tough to fix?
Nah, it's whatever. We're cute enough. But it's I used to try to have so much stuff written, and now it's like people talk about freestyles. I don't even know like what a freestyle is anymore, because like once you just writing, and if you're engineering yourself, there's just no need to really write it down. Like if you're working as you're doing shit, and then you're trying different shit out. Let me see if that's I like that one. Then you're punching in the next one. I feel like, what do you consider a freestyle nowadays when it comes to recording?
Like I guess like a freestyle is actually like going off the top and then like doing some crazy shit.
Yeah.
But like I guess that's a freestyle while recording, but no one's ever like, did you just freestyle that shit? I would never put like any of these songs as freestyle, but like some of the songs on the album are like freestyles. But like I wouldn't be like,
just because you didn't write it.
But I did some like little changes and stuff. Mm-hmm. Kind of like a little
But it's like also, if you were to write it, you probably would have written the same thing. Because that's what came to your head anyways. But I do feel like it's different if you're coming off the top and you're literally making it on the spot versus hearing it, thinking of some shit, and then rapping it. It's like, well, you just didn't write it down. Because you're basically, sometimes I feel like I'm writing it in the mix. Like I'm writing it in Pro Tools with my voice. Like there's no need to do the extra step. Do you feel like it fucks you up recording though if you feel like if you sound like you're reading?
Yes, bro. I fucking hate that shit. Like
See, that's why by the time I go to record, it's already in my head because I drive and think of a lot of my songs. So it's like I've already been playing it, but it's like the writing was so I wouldn't.
I end up memorizing it really fast, but like even then when I memorize it, I'm memorizing the voice of me reading it.
Oh,
then like I have to like it's weird. I'm like overthinking too much, you know? Yeah, it's like too much, but that's why I be drinking sometimes. Yeah, I'm an alcoholic.
That's I love it. I love what you portrayed, my brother. It's good. Well, man, dude, I think we got a lot of good stuff. Kind of got to go into the mind of Donny B. All right, were you serious when you said you might change your name?
The Don. The Don.
Yeah. Oh, you were. Oh, that's right. You were here. I was like, how the fuck did you know? But yeah, so the Don. That's actually pretty fly. That wasn't okay. Sorry, that was just us. That was us saying that shit. The Don would be hard. We'll do a fan poll.
Your alcohol bottle.
The Don. Ooh.
Donny.
What should I make though? Whiskey, vodka, what?
Vodka.
Yeah. More of a vodka guy.
You're a vodka guy.
Oh yeah.
What is your drink of choice?
I like Henny, bro. I was drinking that the one I was making the album.
Donny, do you just want to be loved by hip hop? Is that what? Is this the same thing? We talked about the one.
Nah, bro, that was.
The whole interview just being straight, keeping it straight. Now, oh yeah, I step on Henny.
I can't like Henny, bro.
Henny in the backwood.
I have to tell my homies, bro. Like, no more Henny, man. No more Henny. The music's just gonna start sounding like ass.
I thought you were gonna say some beer though. I don't know why.
No, I fucking hate beer. I hate beer. Yeah.
See, that's why I be feeling like some reason it's a weird look when you like, cause off the pod when we were drinking, I specifically never mentioned that it was beer. Oh, and
oh yeah, I always thought it was.
No, before that it wasn't beer.
Been exposed.
This most recent time, it was beer.
Oh, okay, okay.
It was the vibe, and fuck it, let's get some whatever. But something about drinking beer, it's like a fat feel to it. I feel like a fat ass.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, isn't it just
like a slob?
Yeah.
Like
yeah, with anything else, I don't feel like shit. I don't feel like I'm like.
Yeah. Especially Henny, it could be a nice little sip.
I like Henny. I like whiskey. I like tequila. I like vodka too. But I never drank vodka in the studio. I drank tequila and like my homie used to bring. He brought like alcohol when he moved in for a little bit, and it was like some random ass like dead ass some high schoolers made it or some shit.
Oh,
like moonshine.
I'm dead, man. Well, look, appreciate you coming by, stopping in. Appreciate you giving us your time. The album was fucking fire, so I hope everyone that watches this taps in and
yes, sir.
Hope people are able to appreciate just everything. I think this was cool for people to kind of get an idea of your mind. You're someone who doesn't have to post on Instagram and post what you're doing and post your breakfast and post your new shoes and shit like that. So it's like people don't get that many chances to really get in the mind of the Don.
Yeah, I'm glad it's the Don.
See, he didn't even know it just rings off. It got a ring to it.
Y'all motherfuckers, man.
Hey, I'm gonna put it. Hey, this is gonna be an interview with Rizzy the Great and the Don.
Oh my god.
But nah, man, seriously, appreciate you.
They're gonna look up the music. It's gonna be some random ass dude.
The Don. There's a dude named Donald. I did because I accidentally typed in Donald when I meant to put up the album.
Is it hard?
No, I don't know. It just took me to a page and I'm like, why the fuck did I type in Donald?
Oh yeah, you told me. Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. Man,
first name basis, bro.
Appreciate you coming by, man. Appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me, bro.
I'm excited to see the projects coming forward. Obviously, very excited for the visuals and for us to cook up some more stuff, man. Who would have thought years later this is
We're gonna have to get you on some experimental shit, man.
Dude, I fucking love to be on some experimental shit. No, I be hearing this shit like, oh, I got something.
I'm gonna fucking mix his vocals and shit, do some crazy stuff.
I feel like he's gonna be like, nah, he gonna try to make it too polished. If it's me, I'm like, no, bro, I'm down to make it crazy. Yeah. What are you talking about, bro? I would love to be on anything. You could fuck up my vocal, make some crazy shit, or just rock out whatever, bro. No, I would love to. So you guys heard it here first. Rizzy the Great, Donny Block, new collab.
Yes, sir.
After that first one, I kind of gave him his jump start into the game. With I put him on my debut project.
Peso gave me the first verse also.
Yeah, the project's actually it's been taken down from SoundCloud now, but that's a keeper right there.
It's in the vault.
Drop it later on.
It's an NFT.
I might just drop. I might re-drop it to relaunch your career again if you ever need a big boost. Probably our greatest work.
A song with Zay Hilfiger coming right now.
Anyways, bro.
Thank you, bro.
And we out this motherfucker.
Where did my time go? Losing my friends. Where did it all go back? Remember we used to say,
Life is so fucking great. Times like this always gon' fade away. Girl on my bed and she's here to stay. Body with her, but my mind is a mile away.
I've been doing. Mama always stay tripping. What the fuck I'm pursuing? Living life like I'm supposed to. Living life like I gotta. Modern day done gotta.